All right, Taurus, welcome to your reading. Adrian H here. And we're focusing on love with this one. And we're kind of looking at, sometimes we get ourselves in a little bit of a tight spot. And we're like, what am I going to do now? What am I supposed to do next? So we're actually looking at that for you. Okay? So remember that we are looking at the general energy of Taurus with this reading. So what is the overall message from the universe for Taurus? Okay, so whatever rings true for you, whatever resonates for you, take that into your heart. But also bear in mind that sometimes when a concept is so huge that we don't sort of want to accept it for ourselves, then we can kind of feel like that is not for me. I've had experiences before where I have personal readings and somebody say to me like, maybe you were reading for you there, maybe you weren't reading for me. And I said, okay. But then I know that their life is also often about to change quite largely, because sometimes something can seem so big to you that you just can't see how that could be part of your life. Okay. So let's keep an open mind. Let's keep an open mind for the possibilities of, life and love and all those beautiful things. So let's see what the essence of life would like to communicate to you, Taurus. And if you are cross-watching at the moment, I'd like to also welcome you to the channel. But if you're cross-watching, so Taurus, whether it's you cross-watching or whether you're not a Taurus and you may be just dealing with a Taurus or you've got strong Taurus in your chart, I always recommend cross-watching with the intention or with the goal to see where is that person at energetically at this particular point in time, to have a better understanding of where they are, so you can love them more and respect them more and, just be there for them in a way that you might not have understood might actually be beneficial to them and for the connection that you might have with them, just because now obviously there are huge exceptions to this rule, but I feel that I have to tell you, Taurus, that just because maybe you can't be with somebody in a romantic way doesn't mean that you can't maybe be very good friends with that person, if that is something your connection supports. Okay. So I've got for you prosperity. What is heading for you? Lots of prosperity, lots of beauty from the universe. That infinite source that you are drawing from, that we are all drawing from, Taurus. I feel that you have done a lot of the inner work. You've done a lot of the inner child healing. You've really done a lot of shadow work, And if you're not familiar with what those things are, it is those patterns within ourselves that are holding us back, those values that we have about ourselves, those truths that we harbor about ourselves, which from time to time you could really benefit at maybe revisiting again, re-looking again. Is that still the best option for me? Is that still the best belief for me? Is that still the best way for me to go about things? Do I maybe want to open my mind to a different way of being? Okay. Now, I feel that for many of you, you could have felt very, very, very stuck. And you've done the inner work to bring you into the space where the flow of prosperity is available for you. I mean, this is a whole lot of love. Open your heart. Let the magic flow. Okay. Literally let it flow, because I feel that it's almost like a bit of an alchemist type of vibe that is happening here for you at the moment, where you can experience yourself being so connected to everything and everyone. This is you really feeling that earth experience, that earth presence, that earth being. There's a spiritual awakening, a spiritual ascension here happening. In essence, your life is busy changing in beautiful ways. Okay. Someone outside my door doing whatever, I don't know. But Taurus, this is a space where when you kind of get almost like those fairy tale Cinderella type of things. And you remember, tarot is not gender specific, so if you're a man, this applies to you as well. But maybe you get like a magical sword, but depending on your preference. But this is that space where you've kind of done what you needed to do. You've walked your paces, and now the magic is unfolding in your life. Everything is happening. You're suddenly dressed in this beautiful dress with sort of like, universal crystals, Swarovski crystals, or you suddenly, you got the sword, or like Arthur was able to pull Camelot out of that, not Camelot, the sword, out of the rock. I feel that for many of you, when it comes to love, you're at that space. You are ready. You are ready to receive. You are ready to experience. You're ready to be with someone. You're ready to be married, to be engaged, to be in a high level commitment. You are ready for beautiful, wonderful things. And for some of you, that might have meant that you had to walk away from someone, that you had to walk away from a connection. Some of you might be in the space where you are walking away from a connection right now. And it might be the most liberating feeling in the world, because sometimes we don't realize that the connections that we are in, that maybe we chose those connections from a scarce and lack sort of mentality. If you didn't feel, say, for example, strong enough to do certain things or to be certain things, then sometimes, without kind of thinking about it, we hook up with somebody else that we feel is going to be able to fill that void for us. And then we're happy for a little while, and then it doesn't work out, because as we know, the simple truth is that nobody can make you happy. And when we try to derive happiness from someone else, it usually doesn't work out. But when we start to really look at ourselves in the mirror, and we get the truth of who we are, we're not lying to ourselves anymore. Who am I? Because before you can realize who you want to be, you need to realize who you are. If you want to be a free, wonderful, joyous, loving, caring, socially accepted person, if that's not happening right now, then something within you is withholding you from that. Either you're deliberately withholding it, or you're subconsciously doing it. And I feel that for many of you, you've done all of that work. You're sort of aligned with a version of yourself that you would like to be, especially in love. Okay. Let's see here with Monology what the moon energy would like to say to us. La Luna, our cosmic mother. For Taurus, please. What would the energy of the moon like to communicate for Taurus? Sun, moon, rising and ascending. New moon in Scorpio, new beginnings. And here it's also speaking about fears. Work through your fears. Some of you are withholding yourself from the magical experience of love and companionship and closeness because your guard is up about it. All right? And the ways in which our guard is sometimes up, the way that the human mind really operates. So you may decide, okay, that's not for me right now, so I'm not going to do it. And then as you go through time, different things happen in life. Oh, I don't have time for it right now. I'm busy with this project. I can't do it now because I'm studying. I'm opening a business. I'm closing a business. I'm working to this. I've got a problem with my child. I've got a problem with my teacher. I've got a problem with my PC, my Wi-Fi, whatever. I'm focusing on me right now. None of those things are bad, but it's where it's coming from. Because you want to ask yourself, are you actually withholding yourself from experiencing the magic of love, the freedom of love, the joy of companionship and closeness, Taurus? Does it come from a logical reasoning within your mind, or does it come from fear? When you really look at it, And sometimes we just have to really sort of like laser look through those layers, like, zoop. Okay. So this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm believing. Where does it originate from? Sorry. I had a big slice of pizza before I did your reading, and I'm slightly hiccuping on it. All right. Let us see, since we're talking about fears, Taurus, let us see some of the things that are holding you back. Okay? Some of the things that are holding you back, some of the fears that are holding you back, and some of the guidance for you to work through that. Some of the things that are blocking love for you. Okay? Let's forget about the other person for now. We're just looking at you. Because, and here's something that people often don't want to hear, but you manifested the other person, okay? Because your outside world is an expression of your inside world. The sooner we can take responsibility for that, the quicker things can happen, okay? So you've got the Strength card, which is the Leo energy, Ace of Swords, and the Three of Swords. Remember we also had Three of Swords in the beginning, did we? No, I'm confused. That was Virgo, sorry. So the Three of Swords featured quite prominently for Virgo. So first of all, you're with the Strength card. Okay. Looking at that, number 11, XI. 11, new beginnings. Okay. You are being encouraged at this particular point in time, Taurus, to hold on to pause. Okay. And to really take a good reflection of your life. Because remember that the prosperity is available here for you, but you're also encouraged to work through your fears. Why are you encouraged to work through your fears? So that you can be in alignment with the prosperity, your prosperity for love and for life that is available to you. Again, there with the Strength card, you are being encouraged to do that inner work, that inner healing, those difficult shifts that we need to do sometimes. Okay? There are parts within you that you haven't dealt with yet that is keeping you from the energy of love, from the flow of love. There's some forgiveness that needs to be done over here. And you know what, forgiveness, let's just stay with you first of all for now, Taurus. Sometimes we really hold ourselves in this pattern of lack and limitation because of what we did in the past. If only I knew that then. If only I didn't do this. If only I did that. If only I wasn't such a stupid idiot. If only I wasn't such a fool. You know? If only I let them stay, or if only I stayed. Or if only I went. That sort of thing. It's time to forgive yourself for all of those things. And when you are done forgiving yourself, it's also time to forgive the other person. Because I feel here with the Ace of Swords for you, Taurus, that it's almost like there's more information about your situation that is available that you might not currently be aware of. And I want to show you this. We started off with a new moon. When you look at these three cards, all three of these cards have new moons. New moon, new moon, new moon, new moon, new moon. And new moons are about new beginnings, same as 11 that we had over here with the Strength card. It's all about new beginnings. It's all about new starts, you know. So there's a new beginning here for you. There's a new beginning in love. There's a new beginning in life. There's a new beginning in happiness. There's a new beginning in joy. There's a new beginning in prosperity and abundance. And when you look at the mirror, you want to go and ask yourself, what do these things mean to me? What does abundance mean to me? What does prosperity mean to me? Success, happiness, joy, being in a loving, committed relationship, high-level connection. What do those things mean to you? What are the things those things in life can get to you? And then pay attention to the, to the little grits that comes up, the things that make you feel maybe out of place, concerned, afraid, uncomfortable. Those are the points that you want to heal. And sometimes we don't even know what those things are, but you can open yourself to the idea that I may not be consciously aware of what's holding me back, but I'm willing to get a clearer understanding. Because clearer understanding here with Ace of Swords is being offered to you. I feel for some of you that, for those of you that are single and looking, the perfect person might be right in front of you and you're not even aware of it. Because you've got a different ideal in your mind, a different goal in your mind, how they should look and sound and feel. But a lot of people often, when they find that real true love in life, is when they release that sort of pattern in their mind for how this person should be. Because you're ready, because you've healed. You've gone through dark times, you've gone through turbulent water stories, but you've healed. You are ready now, okay? There's a strength within you, and I want to encourage you to breathe in, and to breathe in that strength of who you are, okay? Let's see some guidance that you have in your present moment for you, because remember, everything is in the present moment. It is the energy that you give out now that determines tomorrow. Tomorrow hasn't arrived yet. It doesn't exist yet. It's just a probability. It can go in many directions. And sometimes it's good to look back at the past to see how we got to where we are. You know, to get that clarity about what it is that we want. And when in life it is that we felt it. And how did we let it go? You know, sometimes. Cards for you, King of Cups, the Moon, and the King of Wands. If this is not a new beginning, my name is Adrian H. There is someone here for you. There's a connection here available for you in love, Taurus, that can fulfill every single desire that your heart has, and so much more. This is a space where, and this is what I feel for you right now here, in your present space of availability, energetic availability. The perfect person is available for you right now. Because you've healed. But you may not be realizing it right now. You might still be in a bit of a fear mentality from the past. And when we say fear, fear could also sometimes be holding yourself back from experiencing certain things. I'm not going to have any more love because I am now at a certain age, I reach a certain part of life, or I'm converted, or whatever. So many reasons that we choose. None of those things are wrong. And if it comes to a decision from a point of light that's perfect for you, but what if it's not? Because you are, as you are being guided, so just to let you know, so this beautiful connection's available for you, Taurus, okay? It's available, it's there. It's like you can feel it the way you can feel the sunlight when you go outside. So how do you get it? There with the Moon and the King of Wands. How do you get it? The question is, how are you feeling right now? What are your emotions? What is your feel about love? Okay? Because I feel that for some of you, you could be in a space where you can find fault with almost anybody that comes across your path right now. They're too tall, they're too short, they're too light, they're too dark, they're too undereducated, they're too overeducated. No, that person's a workaholic, no, that person is lazy. That sort of thing. They don't follow the same beliefs as me, the same diet as me. I believe a person should drink this amount of water every day. They believe this amount, or they don't drink water at all. How can I be with such a person? You know? And yes, you want your values to align with the person that you are with, but be careful of making almost illogical sort of excuses to keep yourself from opening your heart. Because that takes you deeper into fear. And fear is the opposite of love. You cannot really have the full experience of love if you haven't dealt with the fears. And you also don't want to attract love from a point of fear. Because remember, the universe pays attention to everything that you put out there. So if you say that you really want to be with someone, but it comes from a point of feeling completely unfulfilled, maybe not even good enough, then we get into very unhealthy relationships, because now you feel that you maybe have to overcompensate. One morning you make babe breakfast in bed and babe's like, oh my goodness, you're the best thing that ever happened to me. Come what may, rain or shine after that, if it means that you have to give the biggest contract in your life, you're so sick you have to drag yourself out of bed and sort of like drink 5 energy drinks so you can look alive and do a full face of makeup, you know, or whatever, shave and whatever before babe wakes up, and you do that. Because you want to be that perfect partner. But at what cost? Okay? So it's always, if we pick up those patterns maybe within ourselves, where you, especially when you get to solve the pattern stories where you kind of feel that you're the one who always gives and the other person just takes. It doesn't just come from them. There's something inside of you. You sort of made some sort of pact with each other. This is the game that we're going to play for the lessons that we want to learn. And that is what the lessons that we talk about when it comes to life. How do I go to that next level? Because your emotions can take you to that beautiful connection of love. But that means that you really have to, I won't say sell yourself, but you need to have that great sense of love and reverence and respect for yourself, which sometimes through life we lose. Okay? Let's see what crystal energy, Taurus, you will benefit from. And you can either work with this crystal, buy this crystal. Maybe you wanted to buy a crystal and you were asking what should you get. Or you can just read up about the energy. You can just open yourself to the flow of that energy. Pyramorphite, patience. There we go. Practice patience with yourself, kindness with yourself, love with yourself. All right? Ask yourself, even if you're kind of dwindling at the moment, do I get into a connection with this person or not? Do I want to be alone for the rest of my life or not? Do I want to be in this connection or not? Be patient with yourself. You know, like people will normally say, okay, let's just calm down for a moment. Cry if you need to cry, whatever it is that you need to do. Let's just kind of get it out of our system, and then we look at things more objectively again. You want to do the same thing with yourself, okay? With all areas of your life and love. Let's see what guidance we have from the universe. Nine of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Two of Swords. There's definite hope here for you, Taurus. There's definite hope here for love. There's, especially there with sorry, not 9, 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups is about that beautiful family life, that personal life experience that you'd like to have. And what is it that you'd like it to be like? Those private moments when it's just you and nothing else and no one else. Or, you know, just in your sort of like private confines. Often the parts that the rest of the world don't see. That is available to you at the moment. You know, that sort of comfort we have in our own space when you wake up in the morning and you look like, ugh. Okay, that's available to you at the moment. I want to encourage you to focus on prosperity. I want to encourage you, Taurus, to focus on how beautiful a connection can actually be. Your mind is calling for that. How wonderful it could be when you're with this person. What will it be like when you wake up in the morning, go to bed at night, lunchtime, brunch time, snack time, tea time, whatever time it is that you're having. Sundowners, coffee time, tea time, water break, juice box, you know. But those spaces and the spaces in between. Think about what it'll be like that. And here's a wonderful way that you can also manifest sometimes, Taurus, is when you can picture that person in your life, but try not to make it so specific, especially if you don't know, you don't see maybe working with someone that you might actually have an eye on already. Open yourself to the idea that, so this is the experience what I'd like to have, and maybe also kind of blink out the person's face, even if you make it like a star or something, or just a light. And then having the excitement to have these experiences in life and to see what that person's face actually looks like. Okay? Because it's what we want, but we don't attach it. It has to be that person. Or we can say, this is what I want to have, but if there's a better plan available, I'm open to that too. All right. I still feel that for many of you, if not most of you, the person that you want to be with, this is like somebody that you know. This is like somebody that you're familiar with. This is like somebody that you might call a friend or an acquaintance, you know, or a neighbor. I'm not saying you must stalk your neighbors now, but I feel that for many of you, it could just be that it's almost like you know that you like a certain person, but you're like, I don't see how that can happen. And because you don't see how it can happen, again, there's a new moon for you. You don't see that it's possible. And because you don't see that it's possible, you are actually blocking the flow of this prosperity that is already here with you. All right. So the energy of love is very much with you because you have done everything that you needed to do to be in alignment with it, to be a receiver of it. Okay. So it's just about inviting it in. I hope that helps. That's all I've got for you for this particular reading, Taurus. If it resonates with you, I'd really appreciate you liking the video. If you feel that somebody else might benefit from seeing this video, post it on your social media walls or send it to them privately. I'd really like to thank all of you that are making beautiful donations to my channel. It really helps me to do what I love to do, which is to make these videos to help others, because I always feel that if just one person from one of my videos can understand that they are not alone, because we feel very alone sometimes, then I feel that I have succeeded in that. Okay? And I want to thank you for helping me with that, because all I do is about helping others. It's about serving the collective. If it resonates with you, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to my channel, to hit that notification bell so that you can get notified when the videos are coming up. I also welcome comments. If you are interested in learning to read the tarot for yourself, you can sign up for my detailed online tarot reading course with lifetime access. It's just down below. I'm very excited. I'm also busy developing a detailed sort of like psychic development course, which is going to be out soon, so look out for that. And if you obviously want to have a personal reading with me as well, or regression hypnosis, my email address is down below in the description. Send me a mail. We set something up for you. Till next time, namaste. Love and light.